Why ending the war with Iran is going to crush the US economy? There are a lot of talks on the internet and the media that the United States is about to sign a deal with Iran, and that's going to be the end of the war and the world is going to come back. Because the world is running out of oil, and if there is not going to be any kind of peace deal between the United States and Iran, then we are headed into a nuclear catastrophe. Unfortunately, that's not happening, because if a peace treaty is going to be signed, you will see a huge recession in the United States the next day. In fact, it is going to make the $40 trillion debt a lot worse. Why? Because Iran has its own terms, while the United States has its own terms. One of the terms that Iran is seeking from this war is that the Strait of Hormuz will be controlled by Iran. And that's not acceptable for the United States because Iran is going to charge tolls. And Iran is going to be in a far much stronger position than it was before the war. So the US started this war to weaken Iran, and if they actually control the strait, it means that they will be collecting hundreds of millions of dollars in tolls, maybe billions of dollars annually, which will allow them to thrive economically. That point alone is going to make Iran much wealthier than it was before the war. Or another point that Iran actually proposed is that the US needs to abandon the Middle East. And that's something not acceptable for the United States because the United States needs to control the Middle East because Middle East is the source of petrodollar. Every drop of oil that is shipped out of Middle East should be sold in US dollars, and that's how the United States will maintain that there is always demand for the US dollars, which will keep the dollar as the global reserve currency. But if the United States will accept Iran's terms, suddenly the Middle Eastern oil is going to be sold in yuan. And that's the infrastructure that China has been building alongside the Middle Eastern countries. It's not just the Iranian oil, but rather Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, or UAE have actually been collectively building an infrastructure that will allow them to sell their oil exclusively in yuan, which is why the United States started this war in the first place in order to prevent these countries to start selling their oil in yuan. The United States has one simple goal or one simple term. Either you're going to sell your oil exclusively in US dollars, or your oil is not going to hit the international markets anyways. But the United States has failed to change the regime in the first days of the war in Iran, which means that the United States actually failed to protect the petrodollars. And that means that if a ceasefire is signed and the war is over between the US and Iran, it means that there is going to be a new order in the Middle East. And that order means that there is no longer going to be petrodollar in the Middle East, which is why any kind of a ceasefire, any kind of a peace treaty between the two countries is impossible, at least in the foreseeable future. Well, if that's the case, why do we hear every other day Donald Trump and the United States constantly saying that we're about to reach a deal with Iran? That's because the global economy is on the brink of catastrophe. If you look at oil prices, they're fluctuating about $100. They have risen to $115 or $17. But if you look at them overall, they're not actually rising as fast as they're supposed to. Like in this case, oil price is supposed to be at $200 per barrel. Why? Because the world is on the brink of economic catastrophe. This crisis is much bigger than any other crisis the global economy has faced probably since World War II. This crisis is way bigger than the COVID. This crisis is way bigger than the 2008 financial crisis or even the Great Depression of 1930s. Why? Let's look at the European countries. European countries are barely surviving because they're running out of oil. France and Germany are the two most important European countries. Even the UK is actually at the brink of catastrophe. And a lot of people don't realize how important oil is to these economies. These are some of the world's largest and wealthiest countries in the world. And if they start shutting down companies, if they start shutting down factories, which they have already done, it means that they will all face a recession. In fact, Germany and Italy have already officially declared that they are going to have a recession this year, because by the end of this year, or in a few months from now, their strategic oil reserves will be completely depleted. And if there is no oil, then cars are not be driving on the streets, buses won't be coming on time, trains will be stopping. Some of that can be replaced with renewable energy, but there is no short-term solution. And by the time the world is going to fix the global energy problem, these economies will contract so much that it's not just going to be a recession, but rather it is going to be a depression. And we're not just talking about an energy crisis. An energy crisis always means a food crisis. So there is literally going to be famine. So this year, for a fact, the European countries are going to face a recession. Germany, Italy, and the UK. And if these three countries will face a recession, then the entire European Union will fall into a recession regardless. The second largest losers are the Middle Eastern countries. Yes, they have plenty of oil and they're not going to run out of oil anytime soon. But these Middle Eastern countries don't have anything other than oil. They import 90% of their food, they import 90% of everything else that is being imported to these nations. So suddenly there is going to be food shortages. Yes, you have plenty of oil, but if there is no food, if there is no clean water, if there is no stuff that you use to build your economy, then you are for a fact is going to fall into a recession as well. And the recession in these countries isn't going to be a simple recession, but rather this is going to be a depression. The third largest losers are, of course, Asian countries. The two Asian countries that are now actually solid and can stand it probably by the end of the year are China and Japan, because these two nations have some of the largest strategic oil reserves in the world. Japan have around 180 days left, while China has around 90 days left. Yes, they can actually maintain themselves until the end of the year, probably, maybe by November or December, but that's in the best case scenario. So starting from January 2027, you will see China closing down factories, because those factories that produce aluminium, those factories that produce cement, those factories that supply the world literally with everything, they won't simply able to operate because there is no oil to actually fuel these factories to begin with. Yes, Japan has a lot more of these strategic reserves, but Japan depends on oil much more than even China. If China used to import 50% of its oil from Middle East, then Japan used to import 95% of its oil. And now Japan will be fighting for the exact same oil in the United States. They will be fighting with the US consumers, which means that oil prices in the US is also going to dramatically rise. I mean, they're already rising way higher than most people expected, but they will rise a lot more the moment the strategic reserves are going to be over or almost over. But if you look at other nations such as South Korea, you will see that they are in a much dire situation. India is literally on the brink of catastrophe. Literally, India is not going to survive the next 2 to 3 months. And if you look at Australia, Philippines, and New Zealand, they're in a much worse situation than most of the world. That means that these countries won't simply see a recession, but rather these countries are about to face the kind of depression that the United States faced back in 1930s. And who knows how that is all going to end. So it's very difficult for now to imagine what is going to happen to all of these economies by the end of the year, because we haven't actually faced such a problem since Great Depression. The world hasn't actually been going through such a huge shortage of oil in the last 50 to 70 years. So in 2027, there is going to be global stagflation. A stagflation is when economies are contracting for whatever reason there is, and in this case, it's going to be oil. If there is no oil, these economies are going to go down. But it doesn't mean that prices are going to go down, because whenever there is any kind of an economic crisis in the economy, whenever there is any kind of a recession, then the purchasing power is going to deplete, which means that prices on the other side should be going down. But in this case, prices cannot possibly go down because oil prices are rising. So you will see a global inflation. You will see prices rising all across the globe. I mean, that is already happening all around the world, in the US, the UK, the European Union, Asian countries, but it is simply going to accelerate much faster. On the other side, GDP is going to contract in most of the world. Yes, the United States is safe to a certain extent because the United States is self-sufficient when it comes to energy. The United States produces enough oil to sustain itself. But at the same time, because the US allies rely on the United States, they will be buying a lot of oil from the United States, which means that that oil that is being produced in the United States should be shared among other nations as well, such as the European countries, the UK or Japan. And that's why oil prices in the US are also going to rise. But that stagflation is going to crack the entire global economy. And that means that because this crisis was created by the United States must take action to solve this problem. So a limited ground invasion is possible to open the Strait of Hormuz. So because this crisis is happening in the next couple of months, we are not talking about something that might happen 5 or 10 years from now. This is a crisis that is literally going to happen by the end of the summer, which is why the United States either is going to make a deal with Iran or it's going to start a ground invasion in order to open the Strait of Hormuz. But in the beginning of this video, I told you why a deal with Iran is impossible for the United States. So the United States is simply trying to buy time and carefully watching Iran in order to understand what are the tactics that Iran is using. So recently, they tried to use a few destroyers to cross the Strait of Hormuz and carefully watch what exactly the Iran is doing and how exactly they are attacking. They're shooting Iran sometimes and Iran is responding because the United States wants to know all the strategies that Iran is using so that the United States will prepare a limited ground operation in order to open the Strait of Hormuz. Once the United States is going to do that, the United States will have a lot of leverage over Iran because the United States will not be pressured by the global economy and the strait is going to be open. Of course, it's not going to be open the next day, but the moment the world realizes that the strait is going to open in the foreseeable future, oil prices across the globe are going to go down, and at that moment, maybe Iran will actually accept the deal that the United States is going to offer Iran. But here's the most important question. How exactly that is going to impact you? Well, of course, it is making life a lot more expensive, but what I want to focus on is that how you can use this next ground invasion to your advantage in order to profit massively out of it. You see, since the day that Donald Trump took office, he has done a few things. He created a few crashes that were some of the best opportunities in the market. Let's go back to April 2025. He announced global tariffs on every single country, and the entire global economy was on the brink of catastrophe. So you see the S&P 500 literally crashed the moment he did that. But every single person who actually purchased stocks back at that moment, what exactly had happened? The market has recovered and they probably made 30 or 40% on their investments, which was probably the best investing opportunity of 2025. And this is the S&P 500. If you go deep and you look at some of these individual stocks such as Microsoft, Apple, they've dropped by like 40%, and then the next day they're up by 70%. So you made more money in those few months than some investors would make literally in the last few years. And then the moment Donald Trump started the war back in March, what exactly has happened to the stock market? The stock market plummeted by about 15 to 20%. Again, everybody who understands the grand picture, they started investing. And if you have been, for example, part of the Investing Academy, I have told everybody that this is the moment to buy. I bought a lot of stocks myself, and everyone else who bought during that dip, they made a lot of money. Now here is another question. What exactly is going to happen next? The moment you see that the United States is going to announce some kind of ground operation, even if it's going to be a limited ground operation, it is going to have a fundamental serious impact on the entire stock market. And you're going to see another such a dip in the stock market. When that is going to happen, it will seem like it is the end of the world. It will seem like the market will continue crashing. But that crash is going to be a temporary crash because at the end of the day, the United States government will increase the Pentagon's budget to $1.5 trillion, maybe $1.4 trillion. And that devaluation of the currency alone is enough reason for the market to actually bounce back. You will see investors massively buying the dip and the market 100% is going to recover after that. And that's what you should be paying attention to because this is the war that you cannot possibly control. But what you can do for a fact is that zoom out, look at the big picture and find out how you can actually potentially profit from this crash. And if you want a personalized investing strategy and you want to know what are the best stocks you should be buying when the entire stock market is going to crash the moment Donald Trump is going to announce the ground invasion, then you can schedule a one-on-one call with my team that will help you to build your investing portfolio. And the first 50 people who are going to use the link in the description of this video will got that investing session absolutely for free. The link is in the description of this video.